Well, it seems like after years of getting characters like the Eternals, Shang-Chi, She-Hulk, and Miss Marvel, Marvel Studios has finally decided to give us some really freaking awesome characters.
Finally!
That's right, there are new reports out there about some incredible characters coming to the MCU in the next couple of years. We got some X-Men rumors, and that's really cool because we want to talk about that, plus some of the other established X-Men rumors that are out there. And we got to talk about Ghost Rider, man. This is super cool. Not only do we have rumors of who will be cast as Ghost Rider, we have rumors about what the plan is for Ghost Rider, and it's dope. So let's get into this, man. Let's break down all of these new rumors of coming characters to the MCU that are actually awesome, and we're gonna do it super nerdy style like we always do. Okay, so first up, let's talk about Ghost Rider. According to Daniel RPK, Ghost Rider is set to appear in multiple MCU projects, including the Midnight Suns movie. Now, Daniel says no actor has been cast yet, but Marvel Studios is reportedly considering Ryan Gosling for the role of Johnny Blaze. And one more additional aspect to this report comes from the relatively new scooper Apocalypse Horseman, who is one of these new scoopers that has actually been super accurate lately, so I'm going to give him a lot of credit here. He says Marvel Studios will reportedly introduce Ghost Rider in Avengers Doomsday with a big friggin' role. Oh my god, I prayed for times like these. If you've been paying attention to the different videos and streams that I've been doing, you probably know that Ghost Rider has been in the news a lot over the past couple of weeks. There were rumors that Ghost Rider and maybe Mephisto would be a part of the Spider-Man 4 film, and there's been a lot of buzz about Marvel casting a pretty high-profile actor for the Ghost Rider role. And so let's just go through all of these different reports. Number one, Apocalypse Horseman is saying Ghost Rider is a big part of Doomsday. That's freaking awesome. Ghost Rider is a super powerful character, like one of the most powerful in the entire Marvel multiverse. And with rumors of Mephisto and potentially even multiple variants of Mephisto being in this end of the multiversal chapter, it does make sense to have Ghost Rider in the film. And it seems like the plan for Marvel Studios is to introduce Ghost Rider in Doomsday, have him have a pretty significant role in that film, and then have his story carry on throughout the end of the multiverse saga and into the soft rebooted version of the MCU. And the reason we believe that is because there are a lot of rumors indicating that Ghost Rider will be a part of the Midnight Suns film. And at this point, we have big rumors about Doctor Strange 3, about a solo Scarlet Witch movie, and about Midnight Sun. Part of the reasons we know things about Midnight Suns is because of the controversy surrounding the Blade film. Like, obviously, Mahershala Ali's Blade movie was announced like 16 million years ago, like in the Age of the Dinosaurs, and we haven't had a lot of updates on that. There have been some rumors and fans kind of being like, yo, is Mahershala really gonna stick around for this shit? And the things we've heard from behind the scenes is that Mahershala is still totally down to be Blade and to be a part of the Marvels. Part of the reason why is because Mahershala Ali is gonna be like the Nick Fury of the supernatural side of the MCU, and the Blade movie will directly lead into a Midnight Suns film. And a big reason why this is freaking awesome is because Ghost Rider is freaking awesome. I mean, there have been multiple Ghost Rider movies. Ghost Rider was a big character in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Ghost Rider is dope, and I think he's the perfect thing that Marvel needs right now. He's an awesome, heavy metal, violent as hell, testosterone-filled male character. His casting is really interesting as it sort of lines up with a lot of other changes we think Marvel Studios is making to kind of just get back to its more male-centric audience. I also think the supernatural side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a super untapped reservoir of dopeness. I mean, Multiverse of Madness almost made $1 billion without China, and it's considered to be a divisive or a divisive movie. Not to me. I love that movie. I think it's super dope, but a lot of people complain about it, and yet it almost made $1 billion. Wanda Maximoff is freaking awesome. She's one of the best things that Marvel has. Doctor Strange, freaking awesome. One of the best things that Marvel has. Even Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, freaking awesome. And I'd like to believe that Mahershala Ali as Blade will also be awesome. He's an incredible actor. The Blade character is very dope. You throw a Ryan Gosling Ghost Rider or somebody of the level of Ryan Gosling's, you know, performance and fame into the Ghost Rider character, and like, you've got a team that's legitimately cooler than even the Avengers. So while I am kind of confused as to what Ghost Rider would be doing in Doomsday that would be such a big deal, maybe it's connected to magic and the sort of order of the supernatural versus the cosmic. Maybe it has something to do with Wanda and her connection to Mephisto. I'm not really sure. The main takeaway is that this is a really good plan. Like, this is awesome. It's going to carry Marvel forward past even Secret Wars, and I do think a very good actor as Ghost Rider is going to be peak. But next up, let's talk about the X-Men, man. This came from Daniel RPK, and he said that Kitty Pryde and Gambit will be a part of the new MCU team. And just to kind of put this in context here, we have heard that this new X-Men team will include the character of Jean Grey, and there are rumors from Jeff Snyder that Sadie Sink is being looked at for the new Jean Grey. And we've also heard that Wolverine might not actually be a part of this new X-Men team. And it seems like the general plan for the X-Men will be set up with a big story, including the mutants in Avengers Doomsday and in Avengers Secret Wars. And then something about that story is going to linger into the soft rebooted MCU, and it'll have something to do with the story for the mutants in this new MCU. Now, the Gambit thing is quite interesting. I mean, we have Channing Tatum as Gambit. He's a version of Gambit. A little bit of a fan favorite there, and I think there is indication that we will get more Channing Tatum Gambit. But how can Channing Tatum Gambit be chilling with a Sadie Sink Jean Grey? Like, part of these rumors indicate we're getting a new team, but then there's a question of, will the old team stick around?
Good question. Good question.
Just recently, I talked about a scoop from My Time to Shine Hello about how Hugh Jackman is going to stick around as Wolverine for 10 more years. But I've also heard from some people that there could be an additional Wolverine, or there could be more to this 10 years of Deadpool and Wolverine thing. Basically, there's still a lot of questions about what's going on with the mutants. I think a lot of this will become more clear after Doomsday and as we get closer to Secret Wars. But Gambit is having a hell of a time right now. He's a very popular character. I think in X-Men 97, he had some incredible moments, obviously sacrificed himself, probably going to come back as a Horseman of Apocalypse in future seasons. And then between X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine, like, people are just going nuts for Gambit. So I think it's a really good idea to bring Gambit in. I'm personally hoping that we get a younger, thinner Gambit. No offense to Channing Tatum. I like the Channing Tatum Gambit, but I kind of like him because it's a meme, because it's a joke, and it works really well in a Deadpool setting. On a side note, maybe the Deadpool characters will just become the Exiles, and we'll have that story carry on through Deadpool and Wolverine 2 and 3, and then we'll have a new team of X-Men. And speaking of new X-Men, Kitty Pryde is such an interesting pick. I mean, Kitty is a really cool character, but she is essentially introduced to the mythos of the mutants after a lot of X-Men stories had already been told. And she sort of replaces the character of young Jubilee from like the very early X-Men issues and the X-Men 90s animated show. That is to say, she's a young girl that's a mutant and is trying to discover herself, find herself. She's recruited by the X-Men. This is actually done in the Astonishing X-Men series, which happens after the Dark Phoenix saga and after a lot of different stories. And it's basically Cyclops and Emma Frost running the mutants without Charles Xavier. So you can kind of see how this story could be taking shape. I'm really curious as to how this will relate to the Fox X-Men, characters like Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, all of the older X-Men actors, which I still think are going to play a big role in Secret Wars. Like, will something happen in Secret Wars that puts this new version of the X-Men in the soft rebooted MCU on a different trajectory? Is Kitty Pryde an example of new X-Men in the world that aren't really involved in the old stuff and come in and have a new story? And I know that we did have a Kitty Pryde before. The actor that played Kitty Pryde before can obviously not play Kitty Pryde anymore.
Canceled.
There were old rumors that this astonishing X-Men time period would be the basis of the stories for this new MCU X-Men coming out of Secret Wars in the new soft rebooted MCU. Kitty Pryde is awesome. She's a fan favorite character. She's got a super cool little dragon homie that she chills with. She has Peter Parker energy. She's really self-righteous and indignant, especially compared to some of her more jaded older X-Men colleagues. I think this is just W's all around. The new X-Men cast and the team members that they want to have on it seems awesome. I'm totally down. Ghost Rider, it's gonna be sick, dude. Him being in Doomsday, introduced in Doomsday, very wild, very interested to see what that's about. The main takeaway here is that the future of the MCU is bright. I mean, bringing in Ghost Rider, doing Midnight Suns, tackling that supernatural side throughout the multiverse saga, and then into the soft reboot, getting new X-Men and really focusing in on the actual X-Men moving forward. Oh my God, that's incredible too. So I'm super excited for this. This is some good news, man. Maybe there is hope for the Marvel Cinematic Universe after all. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.